48 hours from right now, a weather system is going to begin doing something that has not happened across this region in years. And if you live anywhere from Texas to Ohio, what I am about to tell you could genuinely change what you do tomorrow morning. Do not go anywhere. At the 4-minute mark of this video, I am breaking down the exact hour-by-hour timing for every major city in the flood zone. That information alone is worth staying for. Here is the number I need you to sit with for just a second. 7 days. 7 days of above-average precipitation stacked back-to-back across the south-central United States and the Ohio Valley. Not one storm passing through, not a rainy weekend. 7 consecutive days of rainfall hitting soil that is already past its absorption limit. When the ground cannot take any more water, every additional inch becomes a direct threat to roads, homes, crops, basements, and lives. And right now, in the same week that the United States military launched Operation Epic Fury against Iran and the entire Middle East is holding its breath, this flooding threat is quietly becoming one of the most dangerous domestic weather situations of the entire year. Nobody is talking about it loudly enough. I am. Let me give you the fast version of what is driving this, and then we are going into city-by-city detail. A persistent high-pressure ridge is acting like a pump, pulling enormous amounts of Gulf of Mexico moisture northward in repeated waves. Every time one band of rain finishes, another one lines up behind it. The European model and the American model are in strong agreement on this pattern. It is not going anywhere for the first half of March. Multiple rounds, same geography, same stressed, saturated ground. Now, before we get to the flooding, let me dispose of the snowstorm hype in about 60 seconds because people deserve the truth. The models have never shown a major snowstorm in this pattern. What exists is a freezing rain transition zone affecting northern Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania Monday evening into Tuesday, building toward a 60 to 70% chance of minor impacts by Tuesday night into Wednesday. New England picks up 2 to 3 inches of snow, real but not dramatic. The Rockies, meaning Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, and Utah, get legitimate heavy mountain snow. That is accurate. Everything else you are seeing online about historic blizzards and major snowstorms is noise. Shut it off. Now here is your first plot twist of this video. The most dangerous day of this entire weather pattern is not the one most people are going to be worried about. Wednesday brings the first round of severe weather-damaging winds and large hail across the South for cities including Shreveport, Texarkana, Little Rock, Memphis, Jackson, and Birmingham. That is a real threat. But it is actually Friday that concerns me most. Here is why. By Friday, a surface low-pressure system is going to be fully organized across the Central Plains, and that changes everything. The severe weather threat on Friday stretches from Texas all the way through Missouri, with cities including Dallas, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Wichita, Kansas City, Springfield, and Joplin, all sitting inside a corridor where tornadoes become possible, not just wind and hail, but actual rotating storms. If you are in any of those cities, Friday afternoon into Friday evening is your highest alert window. Drop your city in the comments right now. Tell me where you live, and I will make sure this forecast reaches you directly. Here is your city-by-city timing breakdown. I promised it at the 4-minute mark, and here it is. Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas, severe weather threat. Wednesday afternoon and evening, tornado risk Friday afternoon starting around 2 in the afternoon and peaking between 4 and 8 in the evening. Heavy rain and flooding Thursday through Saturday with 2 to 4 inches possible over that window. Houston and southeast Texas, heavy rain begins Thursday, peaks Friday into Saturday. 3 to 5 inches of rainfall possible. Flash flood watches are likely. The Bayou system in Houston does not handle rapid rainfall well. Residents in low-lying areas need to be on alert Thursday morning. San Antonio and Austin, Texas, severe weather possible Wednesday, flooding rain Thursday through Saturday, 2 to 3 inches expected. Oklahoma City and Tulsa, Oklahoma tornado risk is real on Friday. Severe weather begins Wednesday. Flooding risk builds Thursday and continues through the weekend. Wichita, Kansas, severe weather Friday, flooding Saturday into Sunday, 2 to 3 inches of rain. Kansas City, Missouri, tornado and severe weather risk Friday afternoon into evening. Flooding arrives Saturday, peaks Sunday, 3 to 4 inches possible over the weekend. Springfield and Joplin, Missouri high tornado risk Friday. This area sits in the heart of the Friday severe weather corridor. Take this seriously. St. Louis, Missouri. Flooding begins Friday night, peaks Saturday into Sunday. 2 to 3 inches of rain on already saturated ground along the Mississippi River drainage is a serious concern. Memphis, Tennessee, severe weather Wednesday. Flooding begins Thursday night, peaks Friday through Saturday. Memphis sits at the convergence of multiple river systems. River gauge levels need to be monitored starting Wednesday night. Nashville, Tennessee. Flooding begins Thursday night, peaks Friday, 2 to 4 inches possible in a short window. Urban flooding likely. Clarksville and Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Flooding risk Friday into Saturday, 2 to 3 inches. Jackson and Oxford, Mississippi, severe weather Wednesday. Flooding Thursday into Friday, 2 to 3 inches. Little Rock and Fort Smith, Arkansas, severe weather Wednesday. Flooding Thursday through Saturday. High-risk flooding zone, 3 to 4 inches possible. Fayetteville and Jonesboro, Arkansas, flooding begins Thursday, continues through Sunday. Shreveport and Monroe, Louisiana, severe weather Wednesday afternoon. Flooding Thursday through Saturday, 3 to 5 inches possible. High flooding risk, Paducah and Owensboro, Kentucky, flooding begins Friday, peaks Saturday. Western Kentucky sits in the high-risk flooding corridor alongside western Tennessee. Louisville, Kentucky, flooding arrives Saturday. Ohio river levels are already elevated. Additional rainfall here is compounding danger. Evansville and Terre Haute, Indiana, flooding begins Friday night into Saturday. Southern Indiana is a high-risk zone. Indianapolis, Indiana, flooding Saturday into Sunday, 2 to 3 inches. Bloomington, Indiana, flooding Friday night, peaks Saturday. Chicago, Illinois, severe weather possible Friday, flooding arrives Saturday. Southern suburbs carry the highest risk. Springfield and Peoria, Illinois, flooding Saturday into Sunday, 2 to 3 inches. Carbondale, Illinois, high flooding risk. Saturday peaks. Southern Illinois is among the most vulnerable areas in this entire pattern. Cincinnati, Ohio, flooding arrives Saturday, peaks Saturday night. The Ohio River system is the critical variable here. Dayton, Columbus, and Toledo, Ohio, flooding Saturday into Sunday, 2 to 3 inches of rain. Cleveland, Ohio, lighter flooding threat Sunday, 1 to 2 inches. For the Northeast, Philadelphia, New York City, Boston, Providence, Hartford, and Albany, the story is freezing rain Monday night into Tuesday and light snow for interior New England, 2 to 3 inches for Boston and points north. Travel impacts Tuesday morning are likely. This is not a major winter event. For the mid-Atlantic, Northern Virginia, the Washington District of Columbia area, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, Monday evening through Wednesday brings the freezing rain transition zone. 60 to 70% chance of minor impacts. Roads could be slick Tuesday morning. Plan accordingly. Now here is the second plot twist I want you to hear before this video ends. Across parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and the Ohio Valley, we have been in a significant drought. The ground needs moisture. Farmers need relief. But here is the brutal irony. When drought-hardened soil gets hit with heavy rain too quickly, it does not absorb the water. It repels it. The water runs off the surface exactly like it would off concrete. That means crops are not saved by this rain. They are flooded by it. Fields that farmers have been nursing through dry conditions are about to go underwater, and the recovery window for spring planting is extraordinarily narrow. If you are in agriculture anywhere in northeastern Texas, northern Louisiana, Arkansas, northern Mississippi, western Tennessee, western Kentucky, southern Indiana, Illinois, or Ohio, the next 72 hours are your decision window. Move equipment to higher ground now. And here is the broader picture I want to leave you with. Right now, the world is watching a major military conflict unfold in the Middle East. Oil prices are shifting, global markets are reacting, the geopolitical situation is genuinely uncertain. In the middle of all of that noise, a quiet, powerful, and dangerous flooding threat is building across the American heartland. The people who grow this country's food, the people who live along these rivers, the people in these communities, they need accurate information right now. Not hype, not fear, not clickbait. They need the truth. And the truth is that this flooding pattern is going to be one of the defining weather stories of early March 2026. The National Weather Service agrees with this forecast. The European model agrees. The data is clear. In my next video, I am going to walk you through exactly which river gauges you need to be watching, at what level you need to take action, and what the second week of March looks like as this pattern potentially continues to evolve. That video is going to contain information you genuinely cannot afford to miss if you live in the Ohio Valley or the South Central United States. Stay subscribed, drop your location in the comments, and take this warning seriously before the water starts